Alright, Saturday morning, show day. We're there. I weighed myself. Again, shits and giggles. 195. But I'm fuller, so I'm actually quite a bit drier. The weight doesn't mean anything at all. I only put it in there and I only took it out of curiosity more than anything. I didn't even think to myself, ooh, I want to weigh myself because I'm curious. I happened to walk by the scale and went, oh, what the hell, and hopped on it at 195. Doesn't mean anything, doesn't mean, honestly, I would recommend you don't even weigh yourself, because half the people are going to go, oh my God, I lost weight, or I'm not big enough, or I'm not flat, I'm flat, oh shit. The numbers don't even freaking matter at this point, okay? I did it out of curiosity, and I'm only mentioning it now because I've mentioned my weight every day for the last 7 days and covering this final week. Okay. My first note here is I really am dry as hell. I want to stand on stage pretty much right now. Okay. Within a couple minutes after I wake up. Got my teeth brushed, got myself ready, got around, started loading again. And I say loading. Loading is probably isn't the right term. I ate. Okay. And the reason I don't like to use the term load at this point is because I'm really not pushing the food. I'm just eating. I'm eating the same foods. I'm eating my load foods. Okay, so I can get my carbs in. I didn't limit to just dry carbs. I didn't need to. I was pretty tight. And I'd like to mention too and be clear, no cramping. My guys rarely, my girls either, rarely cramp. It happens. You know what? If I had to put a number on it, 15 clients in the last 4 years have cramped. A couple of them pretty bad, and I say pretty bad to the point where, maybe their quad wanted to lock up. But, if you take into consideration over the course of the last 4 or 5 years, I have trained and put, and this is just a number I throw out, I don't know, 400 people on stage, either directly or indirectly with my, my plans, my protocols, either helping them out at the last minute or walking them through and consulting with them the entire time for a show. It's a pretty small amount. My clients just don't cramp. I think I've cramped twice in the last 8 years that I have come back to competition. Okay, and it's been very, very mild. So no cramping at this point. I feel actually pretty good. A lot of times the morning show I feel heavy-footed, lethargic, that sort of thing. I don't feel that way. I actually feel pretty confident. I'm up, a little more energetic than I anticipate that I would have been. For my first meal at 9 o'clock, I start at 9. I anticipate I'm going to be on stage between 12 and 1. So I want to get a couple good meals, not huge, not small, and then I'm going to go to just a little bit of snacking before I go on stage, and I'll go out there and do my prejudging thing. So my first meal, I go straight to my foods that I can count on all the time for my first meal, and that's pancakes, waffles with some syrup, some of my light butter, that sort of thing. I actually made myself a egg sandwich with a little bit of cheese on it, a couple whole eggs, some mayonnaise and some barbecue sauce on white bread, and I wanted about 4 of them. That sumbitch tastes better than the pancakes ever could, for some reason, don't know why. Anyway, had a couple granola bars, felt satisfied, and got my stuff around and got in a big yellow tractor and took off for the venue. Had plenty of time, so I just kind of chilled and got there to find out that after check-in at 10 o'clock that the girls were running at least an hour behind, and that always will take a competitor's anxiety up a little bit, because of course peaking and timing and everything you have down to a specific time, and everything just got thrown at least an hour. By the time everything was said and done, it had been about an hour and a half. In my particular situation, I will admit that I did nothing but get drier. It actually helped my condition that much more. So in the end, I didn't complain about it a whole lot. Had a little bit of Chex Mix backstage. One of my favorite things is cheddar low-fat cheddar Chex Mix. Ate a bag of that and just felt pretty good. Snacked on a couple granola bars. Had my buddy Sean Mack back there who helped me out. I got to give him props here publicly for helping me out, getting my oil on, making sure that everything was cool there and that I wasn't too shiny. It's a small pet peeve of mine, but I can't stand having too much oil on, whether it be other competitors or myself. So he helped me out. He made sure that he was there for me and gave me a hand, and I certainly appreciated that. He was there with his opinions on what my conditioning was and what he thought that I should do. And I don't trust a whole lot of people, and I don't value too many people's opinions in the industry that I truly trust. But I absolutely valued Sean's opinion, and I appreciated his feedback and his help. So a little bit of a public thanks, I guess, to Sean. Certainly appreciated that. Got on stage pre-judging. These boys, these sons of bitches were big, boy. This is a big show. It's a regional show. It's a Rocky. I won the light heavies in this class in 2007. Only, of course, 3 years ago. Come back to the heavies this time. And, a lot more people are coming in from out of state. It was a good show. It was a good show in the light heavies. I don't know that I would have fared any better in the light heavies than I did the heavies. But my condition was good. I was happy with it. I thought I was one of the better conditioned guys in the class. Have not seen all the pictures yet. I'm going to get professional pictures here in the next couple days. Isaac Hines of Lift Studios. Can't say enough about the guy. He does a lot of the shoots for NPC Online. He does some writing for Muscle and Fitness and does photography for the magazines, for Flex. Of course, he's the one that did, if you're familiar with Phil Heath's DVD a couple years ago, that's Lift Studios, Isaac Hines production. Isaac has come a long way and just an incredible photographer, good guy, a friend of mine, and anybody who has seen my pictures that True Protein uses for advertising, Isaac Hines took those pictures. So I laugh and say, you don't have to look like you belong on the front of a muscle magazine if you have Isaac Hines doing your photography, because he's going to make you look like you belong on one. So I anticipate some really good pictures from him, and I hope to have them with this segment if I get them in time, because I'm sure they're going to be pretty good. So very happy with the call-outs, very happy with how things went. Of course, I ended up fourth, and that, you know what, it's fourth in a regional show. I said it before and I'll say it again. A lot of haters out there are going to watch my video too, and as much as I love all of you for paying attention to me, whether you admit it or not, I'm not an over-the-top bodybuilder. I'm a mediocre bodybuilder. I've said that before. I'll say it again. But most of you hate me. I'll kick your ass on stage anyway. So say what you want to. It was a fourth-place finish. I'm proud of it in the sense that I brought the condition that I wanted to. What I have to do is I have to make up my mind here over the holidays what I'm going to do in 2011. 2011, I can do primarily one of two things. I'm coming up on 41 years old. I can stay leaner, I can stay healthier like I have for the last 5 years or so, enjoy looking like a bodybuilder, and go back down to the light heavies and continue to compete there and make sure that I actually make the cutoff, and compete relatively successfully and stay in the top 3 at state shows and regional shows. And if not everybody shows up, I'll have a win or two here or there. Or I could actually push the size envelope again for the year, not compete in 2011. And considering I haven't really pushed the size envelope to see what I can do for size in over 5 years, it's tempting. I don't feel very good with my weight high. I think I'd have to push into the 240s to really put on enough size. I don't think it would be worth coming back and competing as a heavy, even at this level, unless I could put on another 8 to 10 pounds of muscle mass and really be able to hang with some of these younger kids. I like to call them genetic freaks. There's also the possibility that I put on 10 pounds and I still can't hang. Look, I'm a realist and I take this stuff into consideration. Training for 3rd and 4th and 5th place, that's not terribly motivating to me. My hat is always off to people who can train and do shows and not really threaten to place when they do. I can't do that. I don't know if it's because I'm too competitive. Maybe it's a character flaw. I don't really know. But I've got to be able to threaten to win, or I don't have the motivation to do it. I've got a business to run, a successful business to run, a successful marriage. Been with my wife for 20 years. We have 4 kids. I even have a grandson as of 3 weeks ago. I have other things that I can put my time into, and I can stay lean, and I can still look big at between 210 pounds. I can still continue to be known in this industry for what I do with my clients, continue to grow my business, get this DVD out, continue to push my name. I've got plenty of things I'm successful at. I don't need to rely on the competitive bodybuilding. The bitch really is, and I admit it, is for some reason it's something in my blood. I gotta compete. So I'm leaning towards the size. It's just something that I have to make a decision on myself, and I won't make that decision until I'm able to pour myself into it one way or the other. In closing this, this segment out, Like I said, I want to reiterate that I did not have any intention of doing anything with contest prep on this video. The video is called Longevity simply because it's about my training for 27 years, how to stay as injury-free as possible, how to be smart about my training, injuries, back issues, things of that nature, how to handle your nutrition, how to stay leaner, skip loading, things of that nature. But I'm glad that I had the opportunity to get this in, not only for more information, but for contest prep. Maybe it'll help somebody out that says, you know what, I'd like to work with Skip, or I'd like to work with so-and-so, but, I don't really have the money to do that. Some of us get pretty expensive. And even though I feel that the information I provide to my clients is absolutely worth the money, and most everybody who has worked with me would agree with that. At the same time, if you're able to take away just a couple things from my final week and go, you know what, if I incorporate that into my prep, that'll help me and that'll push me over the edge and that'll take care of my problem. When I get on stage, I'm just off a little bit, or I miss my water, or I miss my peak. More power to you. I hope that that does help. If it raises questions or anything that you want to discuss further, either with this chapter or any of the other chapters in this DVD, please visit www.intensemuscle.com. I have a forum that is specifically there only to discuss questions, concerns, for me to clarify, elaborate, and that sort of thing on anything in this DVD that you might have questions or want more information on. That's easy to find on Intense Muscle. It's on the main page. It's called the Longevity DVD Forum. At the end of this chapter and many of the other chapter segments on this DVD, there will be a note that will give you a link directly to that forum. So if you click on the link and you go in there, you're going to have to register a name, but you can ask questions and discuss not only with myself, but with other members and other people who have seen the DVD. Anything that you want to discuss, any questions that you might have, I'd be happy to discuss those with you. I hope you enjoyed this DVD. I hope it's provided the amount of information and the quality of information that you were looking for. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me either at intensemuscle.com or through my teamskip.net website. You can also email me at teamskip@intensemuscle.com.